Good evening and welcome back to the channel. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, make your own decisions. All right, guys, today was crazy, to say the least, and so many things to go over. I'm just going to start with the markets in general. CPI comes out, 7.7, dollar falls, bond yields fall, and stocks had... I was tied up today with work-related things, but I was just checking periodically, and I don't know if... That probably has to go down in the record books for a single day trading session. I mean, maybe not, I don't know, but that was insane. Like, it was hard to believe that stocks were up that much. So that happened. Bitcoin and crypto popped up, and we'll see what happens with that. Bitcoin's around 17 and some change, 17.7, 17.8. But that was a huge move down in the dollar, and it was a huge move down in bond yields. So, you know, and to piggyback on something we talked about a few weeks ago, the dollar, solely the dollar, can pretty much drastically change market conditions within a matter of days. And this is why it's important not to get too caught up in any one particular event that's going on and losing sight of everything else that's currently happening. And, you know, there's just not a lot of people that are covering the different market dynamics and talking about them with where they're at, because that's a very big deal. Like, you can't talk about crypto in a vacuum, not taking into account the dollar, currency markets, the bond market. You just can't do it. These markets are entirely too dependent on each other to talk about any one market or any one asset in a vacuum. All right, so that's my piece on that. And just the same way that the dollar, it took a huge fall today. It really did. The same way that happened, the thing can just shoot right back up. So just know that. You know, let's say tomorrow, one of these Fed presidents can come out and give some really bullish or really hawkish stance about the new this CPI. It's not coming down nearly enough. We're gonna hike rates to the moon, and then all of a sudden, dollar shoots right back up, bond yields shoot right back up, and stocks tank, and Bitcoin and crypto tank. So it's things can change very, very quickly. All right. So just want to make that point. Now, this FTX thing. So I was originally, when I started seeing some things come out about Tether and FTX and Alameda, I was like, oh man. But I saw something today, and for all I know, hey, I didn't think FTX was going to collapse. Okay, like, you can go read that in my comments. One of you asked me about it, and I said, these are my thoughts. I said, but if you want my honest opinion, like, I'm clueless on what's happening. This is one of a very, very strange situation, and I can't put my finger on it as far as what's really happening behind the scenes. And I still have a lot of, I have even more questions now, and I might have to do a separate video on that at some point, maybe this weekend. Shoot, I gotta go to California on Sunday, so I'll try to get to what I can. But I remember saying in the comment section, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. If I had to guess, I would say that FTX doesn't collapse, but, you know, who the hell knows? And, you know, I didn't see that coming. Even as even after, you know, Binance and CZ, it just, that all happened so quickly that I think that most people in crypto were in shock and disbelief at what was happening. Very similarly to the Terra Luna situation that led into the Celsius Voyager thing. Now, yes, FTX and their exposure in Alameda, that could cause tons of problems across the crypto industry. But guys, there's no guarantee on how this is going to play out. You want to know what else could happen? They could come out over the next week or two and essentially make the case for why FTX has been heavily suppressing the market and suppressing certain assets, and how they've been doing all types of shady trading and trading against their investors and all this other stuff. And then let's just say assets in crypto push up. And like, oh, well, now that FTX isn't manipulating them through the derivatives market, now assets are going up. They could just make up whatever they want to. I'm not saying that's going to happen at all. I'm just saying that this is all fake. there's some nuance to that, okay? There's a fake in that the big picture here is probably, in my opinion, predetermined. Okay, so let me just rephrase that. For me, this is all fake. So for you, determine whatever you believe is going on. But they can do whatever they want to. They can come out with a lower CPI number and send stocks to the moon like they did today when the retail put ratio was off the charts. There were so many people, so many retail investors shorting the market. Record highs. And they all probably got destroyed today because CPI came in at 7.7. I mean, they could do whatever they want, period. There's no rules except the ones that they make. And they could change the rules whenever they want to. They can print money from nothing. There's no oversight. There's no nothing. They're in charge and they can do whatever they want to do. They can pump the market whenever they want to. They can dump the market whenever they want to. So just know that. Okay. So I think I got off topic here. Let me go back to the FTX Tether situation. So an important detail here is that I saw where Binance has 17 billion in Tether. So if Binance is in charge now, right? It kind of looks like that, doesn't it? It kind of looks like they just were like, "Yep, okay, see you later. You're gone." We're the biggest show in town, even more so now. If Binance has 17 billion in Tether, and I saw this, that Tether froze FTX's USDT per request from regulators. Now, I don't want to get into, if I get anything wrong factually, let me know in the comment section below, because it's not my intention. And that's why I don't really like diving too much into these things, there's too much conflicting data and sources and information that comes out. But if Binance has 17 billion in reserves in Tether, all I'm saying, guys, is things are not what they seem. Okay, things are not what they seem, and I would have a naturally skeptical bias when you hear big things happening like this. I would be skeptical and I would ask questions. So there will be real organic things that happen, and there will be manufactured things that happen. And this plays back into that conversation I was having in my comment section. It's very difficult to determine what's real, what's a manufactured event that's designed to do a number of different things, maybe manipulate the price, scare retail out, create the demand for regulation. I want you to think about what happened or what's going to happen because of the FTX collapse. One, tons of retail out of the market. Two, there's going to be a lot of people that don't come back into the market because they're convinced at this point that this is a Ponzi scheme. This plays into that conversation we had back when Celsius and Voyager went down. On top of that, people are begging for regulation now. People are begging for regulation. I'm not saying everybody is, but a lot higher percentage are begging for it now. And it's created the need for regulation. Not that there wasn't a need anyways, but you just look at what's going to be the effects of FTX collapsing. Now, there's a lot of other components here as well that I don't really have time to get into, but these are a couple more things I want to go over. I mean, that's really it. We'll see what happens with this. Guys, listen, I'm a perma-bull, so it's whatever happens, doesn't matter to me. The only thing that really matters to me, and to that point, one of my core positions, right? So this is in the middle of all this chaos. When crypto's finished, it's done, it's over. Which, anyways. So one of my core positions, Polkadot, one of their parachains just partnered with the largest telecom or internet service provider in Japan. And that I believe is DTT Monoko or something like that. Or Docomo or something like that. I put it in my community tab. One of the largest internet service providers or telecom companies in Japan is investing $4 billion into Web3 infrastructure, and they're primarily partnering with these Aster Network, the Polkadot parachain. $4 billion investing into Web3 infrastructure and Web3 development. So this is just going to, in my personal opinion, continue moving forward without interruption. And I think, to be honest with you, it might even escalate at this point in time, because the second that they do regulation and they start getting some certain things clear from a regulatory stance, adoptions from institutions, which in my personal opinion is all that matters. Normies will get in whenever they get in. They'll really be forced in, because what they're going to do is they're going to funnel people in through eliminating other viable options, which is kind of what they're doing right now. People just haven't really noticed it yet. So those are my thoughts. Permanently bullish. I have to do another video about what's unfolding with ICP. It's very interesting too that look at the crypto that's kind of at the center. If you take out Solana, I mean, if you could talk about Solana and ICP in different contexts as it relates to FTX. But it's very interesting that, it's just very interesting. A lot of things that are happening right now. A lot of things are happening right now that kind of make me raise my eyebrows. The FTX situation, BitBoy calling them out weeks ago, and then all of a sudden this happens. Then BitBoy's now meeting with Dominic and talking about ICP, and ICP kind of looks like the call it the victim in this type of situation. And I just think all that's very interesting. I think it's all very interesting. If you remember about 6 months ago, I said that ICP was going to ruin crypto content creators' reputation, and it was going to expose the lack of knowledge and comprehension in this industry as it relates to content creators around technology. And apparently not for BitBoy, because he's getting on the right side. So, you know, but I just think a lot of these things that are happening are very interesting. I don't think they're happening by accident. I can give, you know, I'll give more thoughts at a later date about a lot of these things, but I just think it's very interesting. I'll put it that way. But Permabull, going to continue buying, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So, but you do what's best for you. Make the decisions that you're most confident in. I got to go to the gym. I'll get another video out. I'm off tomorrow, so I got a couple days. So I'll probably catch up on some things. I really do it this time, okay? I know I say that a lot, and I just don't ever get to doing a video. But that's it. Take care. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next video.